remember when you said that you tried out for chorus.
I didn't try out. I made it.
Everyone made it.
But you tried out for
I was in select chorus
They
in
weren't
middle
kicking
school.
people at the chorus.
I was in
second
select
grade.
chorus. I was in select chorus in middle school.
Yeah, you got to choose.
middle school.
Not in middle. Not you didn't choose. You tried out and they picked you. I'm fucking sweating.
It's always something, man.
With me?
Yeah.
It's not always something. Most of the times it's something.
How many office shirts do you have?
2. I'm wearing a Meredith Palmer run shirt.
We're not.
For everyone listening.
Didn't start yet.
I text him and I'm like, yo, can you bring a power cord for the N64? Because mine's broken. And he goes, Like, what is Can you bring the power cord?
I didn't want to bring it because I didn't want to risk damaging it.
Well, I think mine's just worn out.
Could be, exactly. So now we're going to wear mine out.
Well, I think what's really going on here is that you're afraid to play me in Smash.
I'm not afraid.
I think your little Ultimate's coming up.
I need to buy
hope
a
you're
Switch.
practicing, man.
I got to buy the Switch. It's too much. $4 dude. I don't want to spend that shit.
3 bills.
I'm sure with
Happy
everything else.
holidays.
Yeah, she went Black Friday.
I'll just rewind time and then I'll just go Black Friday.
Well, that's why I said you should have.
But I didn't go Black Friday, so that comment does me no justice and no good.
It's hindsight.
But I know I should have went on Black Friday. I don't need you to tell me that.
I'm just making sure you know.
It's so funny. When we went to the Apple store for him to buy a laptop, he's like, yo, you think I can get the price down? He's trying to haggle with the Apple people. I'm like, Ted, this is not some
I really thought I can get them.
dollar store.
Give me something. Just drop the tax. I don't know, something.
I can't go to every time I go to buy something, I end up buying everything they mention. So I got AirPods and this
You should get these and this and this.
Well,
Okay.
I went to go get the new iPhone. I left it the most expensive case, the super screen protector, AirPods.
Yeah, I left with stock in Apple.
Yeah. And they pulled the classic, oh man, for some reason, I don't know, it's never happened. They're saying you can get a deal. Oh, really?
Might as well jump on it. So
Well, if they have a deal, I mean, it's a limited time. It's like the episode of Seinfeld when they've got the sale that's happening, but they're not telling anybody about it. But the woman keeps telling people.
Oh yeah.
And George gets mad. It's like, why are you telling everybody about the sale?
And you can get
for a real quiet sale, you do a lot of blabbing.
You can get me to buy anything if it's we could split it up over on your bill. So it'll only be $5 a month. I'm like, $5? What's that?
Are you kidding me?
That's nothing.
$5 for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You can have this Tesla.
I went to go look at sofas.
I would do that right now. Sign me up.
I went to go look at sofas yesterday with Elena, and talking to the guy, it was the high-tech recliner, USB ports, a head recliner, everything, the works, dude. And I'm like, so how much? He's like, $1,200. I'm like, nah, we'll look at something else. He's like, does 0 down, 0 interest help? It does.
It does?
It works.
I'm curious now.
But no, next one.
Yeah. No, we're just going to get 2 lawn chairs.
For $1,200.
Well, I'm waiting for them to introduce the special finance on the special finance. So you can special finance your $35 payment to $17.
Or just use your credit card. You don't have to pay that. Free money.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, my sister the other day says, I wonder if I just wrote you a check for $1 million. Let's not try that. I just need you to Venmo me $20 for the wine. Calm down. And we're back today with another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am here with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Nash, the Nerd... Oh.
That's fucked up.
We were rolling last week. Great chemistry. Nash, full-time staffer now.
Well, I'm back now, so.
You've been demoted. You're part-time now.
I don't think so.
Well, Ted, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Even though you ruin every podcast. Well, you don't. When you're here, you're great, but it's just impossible to get you here.
I was shocked. I was going to... I put in the group chat. I'm like, all right, 7 o'clock. These are the topics. And you both were like, fine. I'm like, that's it?
No half-hour push?
It's too easy. No. I was gonna put in I have a hockey game. Or Ted, don't you have to go shopping for your wedding or something, whatever you do? And no.
Whatever I do.
That's usually your excuse.
What do you do?
I work at a golf course.
Okay.
And I go to the gym. That's all. That's about it, honestly.
Okay. Well, I guess that answers it.
You know how chapped my lips are right now?
Oh, I just got some chapstick.
It's burning. Feels like my lips are just ripping apart.
I had that the other day. I was like, dude.
You gotta stay on top of that.
Yeah, got to take care of this boy. And today we have a packed show today. We've got a lot of topics, trailers.
It would have been more
shows
packed.
canceled. Oh,
fucking Avengers.
Well, come on, man. They had to push it back.
I know.
They just dropped.
Don't say
Captain
Wednesday,
Marvel.
and Wednesday comes, and I'm sitting there in the morning on
Sitting
Twitter.
with my chips ready to go.
Yeah.
No, not chips, but
Oh no, chips.
yeah. At 9?
The laws of meals don't apply when Avengers trailers are dropping.
That's what I feel like with games too. When my diet, when games are on,
Oh,
the laws of carbs and calories just don't matter anymore.
Yeah, well, it matches up perfectly. Sunday football.
Oh,
Carbs
yeah.
don't count on Sunday.
Exactly.
But for the Avengers trailer, they never actually said anything. I think it was just the internet kind of just
They set their own date.
Yeah. Just wishing it into existence.
We got to get together and start doing that, like as a collective internet, just incepting big businesses and to be like, oh, I guess we're dropping a trailer. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I guess, I mean, if there's enough buzz and everyone's waiting for it, and like, all right, let's just do it.
We need to do that for the Game of Thrones trailer.
All right, so
Game of Thrones coming
wanna set a
December
date?
24th.
Want to set a date?
Yeah. It's a Christmas present.
All right, let's do December 23rd.
8 o'clock.
No, December 25th, halftime of the first basketball game.
Knicks Bucks.
Knicks Bucks.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Halftime of Knicks
That's getting a
Bucks.
lot of eyes.
Game
Hell
of
yeah.
Thrones trailer is dropping. Tweet it out. Official breaking news. And we'll see if this works.
Seriously, we're going to do this. And everybody in the
I'm running
comments,
with it.
you guys need to run with it too.
Tweet
Yeah.
it.
Nerd Suit broke it.
Yeah.
So.
And if it gets big enough, it'll be widespread and it'll go crazy. And Game of Thrones will
Wait,
be
we
like,
should do this for the Winds of Winter.
No, he doesn't care what we think. HBO, they will speak their language. Money,
Yeah, right.
money shows.
He's probably back in his cave right now writing.
Well,
cave.
apparently he's in some mountain cabin somewhere. It's so funny when that report came out that George R. R. Martin went to some secluded cabin. We were watching him in Jersey talk about his new book.
He just tweets out, no, I'm not.
Yeah, we have physical evidence that he's not in a cabin.
Could have been Guillermo del Toro.
Well, we do have another trailer to talk about, but before we get to that, it could have been.
Yeah.
They are doppelgangers.
Took you a while to get that one, huh?
That's a tulpa. I just want to let you guys know that you can listen to this podcast on iTunes at the Nerd Soup Podcast and SoundCloud at the Nerd Soup Podcast and YouTube.
I wonder what people listen to more.
I
Because
think-
on iTunes,
Should I
you
pull it?
iTunes is like
good
Netflix.
pull.
You can't get any of their analytics.
It's ridiculous.
It's impossible.
All you can see is the reviews, but no one review. You don't review and rate every time you watch, so you can't really tell how many people watch.
It'd be real nice to just know what each show is doing. Just to know. It's like a nice, fun fact to know. Like, I want to know how good. Because they said Christmas Chronicles, what did it get played like 28 million times?
Yeah, Netflix is the same way, though. They selectively choose which shows they want to tell us about.
It's a good idea, I guess. I mean, you don't show the bad stuff, right?
But even like some of their movies that come out, I'll have to physically search them because they won't show up on my fucking feed. I'm like, what's the point of this? It's your own product. Shouldn't you be promoting it? I don't know.
Yeah, what was the promotion that they were criticized for? Daredevil Season 3. It was barely promoted.
They probably
And-
knew what was going to happen.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
going to be one of our stories today. Weird situation going on with that. That's just bizarre. But the opening story, Captain Marvel trailer, the second trailer for the new Marvel movie. What did you guys think about this trailer? It's been polarizing on the internet, and I think it's fascinating now that we judge trailers like movies. It's really weird.
Trailers have become their own art form. Like,
Yeah.
they really have. You can just, like, what a good trailer does to a movie. I think two of my
So
favorite.
instrumental.
Yeah. I mean, the favorite, awesome trailer. Vice, I already think it's already my favorite movie of the year based on the trailer alone. Because that's a perfect fucking.
man.
That's a perfect trailer. But it.
Yeah, Rumsfeld.
And it really determines a lot because I'll see like dope trailers that get me hyped for a movie, and they're not always great movies, but it's
Best
key.
trailer for the worst movie.
Lights Camera Pod did the same thing today. They were
I think the first Suicide Squad trailer.
they said
That was a great
Phantom
trailer.
Menace all time great trailer. I think Jeff.
That's a good one,
Yeah,
But on hype alone, I think Batman vs Superman.
That first
that's a
one,
good trailer. Yeah.
when he rips off the Batmobile and they
Yeah.
both stand up.
But even Nutcracker in the Four Realms, I thought that trailer looked pretty sweet, and the movie sucked.
Nutcracker in the Four Realms. That came out this year?
Yeah,
Oh, is that with Morgan Freeman?
yeah. I don't know.
Was it Morgan?
Yeah. It's the one when
Yeah, she's the girl.
she's not the Nutcracker.
She's
I didn't see it.
well, she's not the Nutcracker.
I wanted to, but then
She's the ball buster.
the Rotten Tomato score was like a 20. I'm like, oh, nope.
I'd say the first Suicide Squad trailer, man, when it ends with the Joker, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not gonna kill you. That's a great one. But yeah, Captain Marvel. I don't know. I like this trailer.
We got a lot.
The first
You know.
one I liked, and I feel like the second one didn't really do much to expand. It was kind of like explaining. I feel like they're explaining to like the casual fan, like, oh, this is why she hit the old lady in the first one. Like they're trying to like get the lore down and like the background. It was
Well,
more.
They're trying to get that 65 plus demographic.
It seems like
Yeah.
It seems like this Captain Marvel is going to be more so introducing her. Not so much connecting Captain Marvel into the MCU. Just gonna be her movie, and then maybe we'll get like the last 15, 20 minutes connecting it to the MCU with Avengers.
It's in such a weird position where I think it's definitely going to stand alone, but then it also has to connect to Infinity War.
Right.
Because it's the first movie before Avengers 4. She's going to be in it. Obviously, there needs to be some explanation as to where she was in this time period. So yeah, it's unique in that way because it does feel. I love a good origin story. I think the Genesis story is the best thing for superhero movies. But I there's been some criticism about the amnesia aspect of the story, that it's been done so many times. It's a little played out.
I kind of like that portion, especially in both trailers, like how they're just going to play with different timelines. And it kind of seems like it just happens randomly, and it's kind of could just be like mixing it up a little bit. We haven't really seen any of that in the MCU. I think it adds a new wrinkle. But I like the first trailer more. This one, more of the same. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was pretty good. The poster, that was a hell of a poster.
Yeah, it is a good poster.
What's
Although
nice?
Boss Logic, you know Boss Logic? Mm-hmm. His posters are always better than the real posters.
That's with everything. Even like if you like a UFC fight, they'll have fan posters, and they're always 10 times better than what
the concept art is always better than what the character looks like.
What's nice about this is you don't know anything really about Captain Marvel unless you're a big comic book fan, you know? To the casual fan, who's Captain Marvel? I'm excited because I don't know shit about Captain Marvel, actually. I'm going off these trailers. I didn't watch anything, and I'm ready for it. It looks sick.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I hate this idea, too, that because the audience doesn't know who she is, that it's going to be hard to sell.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
It's Marvel, not really. Yeah.
Star Wars, when it first came out. Well, these kids don't know about Star Wars. I don't know. They need something. They need some more Flash Gordon.
It's so ridiculous to say with a Marvel movie, too. It's like, oh, they're not going to know Marvel. Like, it's fucking Marvel. Everyone knows Marvel. Mm-hmm. You can make a fucking movie about anybody, and you put that fucking tag on it.
Well, plus, and Marvel now with a lead woman. Like, that's just going to sell right there.
And even the movies that don't do well for Marvel still do fucking very well.
Every superhero movie that comes out, people think it's Marvel.
Yeah.
That's somebody like Nash, who's not really big into superhero movies. I remember when Suicide Squad came out, and he's like, oh, is Hulk going to be in this? But that's the casual fan. They think everything is Marvel. And Batman is DC.
Yeah.
On the amnesia aspect of the story, yeah, to me, I think that is intriguing. It's similar to the audience, that we don't know much about her unless you read the comics. Mm-hmm. She kind of doesn't know what's going on. And I think the best part of the trailer for me was that shot when her helmet comes off.
Yeah,
she's got the mohawk and then she's got the hair down. That was awesome. Yeah, the costume looks great. The visuals look great. It looks like a Marvel movie. These guys, I mean, it's an assembly line over there. There's never going to be a bad movie, I think, ever again by that studio.
No.
It might be average, not as good as the other ones, but that final shot, man, when she's flying through the air and shooting everybody.
In space, bro. Yeah. That space fight's going to be sick.
It reminded me of Iron Man in the first Avengers.
You know what I want to know? What I want to answer to? Can we get like 4 of these guys on Earth? I guess they got a whole planet of Cretans. Cretes, is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're a whole race. The Kree race.
Can we get like 3 of them?
You want to make a deal?
In America? Can we get something? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
where you been?
They're big time, yeah.
Because it seems like at the end of the first Avengers, I guess she's the last resort. Why wasn't she ever called in the first place?
That's what they have to explain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, no, don't they explain that in Guardians?
Why she wasn't called or who she is?
No, didn't Ronan destroy the Kree? They're probably
Isn't Ronan a Kree?
No, Ronan is a Kree.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It's the Kree Skrull Civil War.
Kree or Crete?
Kree.
So Ronan's on the same side as her?
Creed 2. Yeah.
Oh.
She's working for Ronan. Oh. And they're battling the Skrulls who have invaded Earth. So the Skrulls are the shapeshifters.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that some of the characters that were dusted in Infinity War could be Skrulls, because that's what happens in the comics. That when the Skrulls were introduced in, I think it's Secret Wars, a lot of the characters were revealed to be Skrulls, and their true selves were kept prisoner or they were killed. That could take away from some of the earlier movies we've got.
You can do anything you want with a comic, huh?
Oh, they don't care. Yeah,
that would be too much. Especially to introduce it now. Like the first introduction is going to be now a Captain Marvel, and be like, oh, this whole time it was this thing you just learned about.
That's an M. Night twist right there.
Minor character in the movie.
Oh.
So maybe like Colby Smulders, Agent Hill.
That's an M. Night twist right there.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The one problem I had with the trailer that I criticize, I mean, Samuel Jackson looks great. The de-aging technology.
Well, they dropped him like 25 years?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I didn't even notice, really.
Right, yeah, you don't notice it at all. Kurt Russell in the second Guardians was great. The line delivery, even though those lines probably aren't going to be in the movie.
I hope not.
She sounds bad.
I noticed it at first, and then I read your tweet, and I went back and rewatched it. It wasn't that bad. I watched it again. The second time wasn't that bad. The first time I noticed it, but yeah.
What was that line she said? I'm not going
to fight your
Oh my god. That's cheese.
Well, it sounds like they probably just called her in
the
day the trailer dropped. this movie has become surprisingly toxic because I feel there's so many agendas from people from the fan bases. You have the DC fans that just are comparing it to Wonder Woman all the time. Mm-hmm. Then you have people that are complaining that she's not smiling enough. Then you have the Marvel fans who are going to defend it no matter what.
There's a lot riding on it too, though. You know, with connecting it to the movie and just hitting it no matter what. It is a standalone film too, though.
Well, I think this movie needs to deliver and people need to love the character because she's probably going to take the Adam Warlock role with the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah. And she's basically going to be the savior of the Avengers in Avengers 4. That's what I think, but so I think it's important to get this character right, and I think they'll do a great job. And I really like the trailer. It's not a big deal. I think people complaining just love to complain. It's the internet, so
yeah. But think about it: if this doesn't hit, because it's Captain Marvel is going to be the next phase of Avengers, and if you don't hit with this, like you gotta be fishing.
Well, they didn't hit with Thor, and Ragnarok turned that around, and Avengers, the first Avengers.
Right. It's gotten to a point where Marvel we expect excellence. So I think there's more riding on Avengers 4.
Oh, yeah?
I think because of the criticism of that there were really no stakes, that there was no weight to the deaths. So I think Captain Marvel could come out and it could be mediocre, but if Avengers 4 is great and she's good in that, then nobody's even going to remember Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's just a cherry on top.
So where's the pivot? The pivot's Avengers 4 to the next phase of Avengers?
Yeah,
I feel like she's the pivot, though. She's the next big superhero. She's the next Captain America because I think Captain America is staying dusted.
No, she is going to lead them moving forward. I agree with that. And I think that's a smart move because she's kind of, like you said, if she's Adam Warlock in the Avengers 4, then people can't complain about her not smiling and her not yucking it up because Adam Warlock is this really serious...
Why do people care? I haven't smiled in like 3 weeks.
Is that really a complaint that she's not smiling enough?
It's the stupidest thing ever.
She's a superhero.
Show me one scene where Batman smiles in the Dark Knight trilogy. Captain America never smiles. Nobody smiles. They're superheroes. They got shit to take care of.
I'll smile when the war's over.
Yeah.
More Marvel news here today. Daredevil canceled by Netflix. And I said at the top of the show, this has been such a bizarre scenario going on with Netflix and Disney. Thoughts? Did you guys see Daredevil season 3?
I didn't watch it yet, but I've seen the first 2.
Not yet. It's on my queue next time. After this current series, then I'll do Daredevil.
Well, it being canceled, this situation, does it make you reluctant to watch it? The future is uncertain.
Yeah, I guess, but everyone's talking about how good it is, so I'm going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, they had a season 4 planned out, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what the writer said.
Well, it's clear, like, it's not because the show isn't good, and we see Netflix give money to terrible shows and reboot failed shows. It's not how... And it's extremely popular. It's pretty much just the Disney streaming service. Yeah, people are saying Disney canceled it rather than Netflix. I don't think Netflix would have canceled it just to cancel it, especially all the other ones like Luke Cage and what was the other one? Iron Fist. I mean, it's clear that Disney just wants it for their own streaming service.
See, I think this is the first phase of the Disney takeover because
of the world,
pretty much. I think they're just going to charge Netflix out the ass until they drop everyone and just pull them because Disney wants their characters back and they're just going to put them on Hulu.
Well, no, once Jessica Jones and Punisher air their seasons, I think they're already shot. They're getting canceled too. It's a matter of time.
No, but I'm saying like because Netflix, I'm sure Netflix doesn't want to pay it anymore because one, they're not that good, and two, Disney is probably charging them too much, and Disney just wants them back.
Yeah, and I think the way Disney's going about this is kind of brutal. Kind of feels a little sketchy. They're just pulling all these shows randomly. Yeah, they're not saying anything. It's very unclear.
I love a good corporate manhandling.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, Netflix is kind of shady too. We talked about it, that they don't release any of their analytics. We don't know who's watching their shows. And apparently Daredevil Season 3 was a huge hit. It's got to be one of their biggest shows in terms of ratings. So they can't be happy about this. But I'm sure there's a lot of dealings that have gone on behind the scenes. What I'm worried about is Daredevil Season 3 to me was amazing. I'm worried that these actors are going to get recasted and that Daredevil, because I say Daredevil, Punisher, these shows are rated R. It's the most mature storytelling that the MCU has done. If they Disneyfy these characters, then I'm going to be upset. And I'll feel bad for the showrunners, the writers that had these seasons planned out. But Season 3, the way that it ended, no spoilers, it kind of feels like the final scene was like, well, we had a fun time.
Yeah.
See ya.
But with them putting it on Hulu, they don't have to do all that stuff, and they can just keep the rated R. And maybe Runaways can go onto Disney Plus. Because Netflix has the money, because they just paid for Friends for $100 million
Yeah.
for 1 year.
Did they cancel?
They have the money. They just don't want to pay.
I couldn't care less. Everyone was freaking out. Like, oh, people, Parks and Rec. Then
you're rioting.
I'm raising hell. But yeah, it's not. They're just gonna move it to Disney, and I think they are probably gonna recast because it's not that connected to the MCU where the movies never even acknowledge these characters. If they can get, and you see it now when they're announcing whatchamacallit, Falcon shows and Winter Soldier shows and Scarlet Witch shows and Loki shows, they have big names starring in these. So if they can get big names that they can star in both the series and in movies, I think they'll rather do that.
But how would you do that with established characters in the MCU?
They're not.
Would you get the same characters, or are they just all different?
You would recast and retell the stories. They're not. The Netflix is connected to the MCU very, very loosely.
Yeah.
MCU never even acknowledge any of these characters, so you can just retcon all of that without without having any effect. Yeah.
Yeah, a show like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has more connectivity, but that's a show that you can put on Disney Plus. That's the thing. It's that if these Marvel shows were more like the movies, if they were more CW than the Netflix style, then they probably keep the actors. But maybe there's a chance that Daredevil gets his own movie, because I think he should. Charlie Cox is such a good actor, worthy of leading his own film on the big screen. And Vincent D'Onofrio as Fisk, that's a guy that I want to see in Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland. Because that's the Batman-Joker relationship. It's not with Daredevil, although I actually prefer that relationship more. But these characters, I mean, they're so well developed. Even Mike Colter as Luke Cage, that's a guy that I could see leading a movie. I want to see Luke Cage on the big screen because I think that's a character that gets limited by a television series because he is so cinematic, his abilities, his powers.
The Punisher or Daredevil?
Better show?
Yeah.
Daredevil. But the Punisher's another, I mean, you're not going to put that on Disney Plus. That's another guy you can give
It's
him
got real weird with it.
I'm Frank.
Let's get weird with it.
That meme of Frank Castle. It's like, hi, I'm Frank Castle, and coming up next on the Disney Channel.
With the wand?
Yeah, with the wand, and he's all bloodied.
Yeah.
Well, my tweet got pretty... got a lot of play for the Daredevil.
Kidding me?
That was a good tweet.
That was a good... No, it was very basic. I wasn't even going to set it. I'm like, oh, this isn't funny. No one's going to get it. Put the hashtag Daredevil to make sure it gets out there. Gold.
Gold, yeah. It's the hashtag.
It got a little too much after a while. It's like, all right.
All right, I get it.
I'm trying to go to sleep.
You need to turn your notifications off.
I'm way better at Twitter than you guys. It's kind of sad, really.
I only have spurts of funniness.
Yeah.
I'm not really a funny guy.
You make good polls.
It's so funny because the visual of Aaron there was like, he got kind of like nervous when he said that. He's like, I'm way better than Twitter.
Well, I didn't want to offend you guys, but it's true.
I think he was getting ready for a response, like a heavy
backlash
on that.
Getting on the defensive. I throw a quick little jab, but back up a little, Floyd Mayweather style. But it's true, and I'm tired of hiding it.
I mean, I had an 800 polar. That's not bad.
800 polar?
Yeah.
Up all night making accounts. That's what I saw Nash was doing last week. He was making burners on his account. Yo, this Nash guy is great, man. Get him back.
Yo, don't do another Nerd Soup podcast unless Nash is on.
Don't not come to record.
Honestly, Daredevil, I'd really like to see him on the big screen, though. I think he deserves it.
What are you playing
Do you have a pet cricket?
No, dude.
I saw a cricket in my basement the other day, and it was like the Spider-Man meme.
Tell him what's up. Oh, that's like that?
Yeah. It's like, I can't do anything about this guy. Let's just watch this movie.
What's next? What else we got on the docket?
All right, our next story here, we have Kevin Hart hosting the Oscars, and the story around this was that they couldn't find anybody to host it, which kind of makes sense because the Oscars kind of suck now. The presentation. I think the last Oscars that I really loved was the one that was hosted by Chris Rock, and it was more just for the presentation of the awards. But yeah, I think Kevin Hart is actually a great choice.
Why do people hate Kevin Hart?
I was going to tweet yesterday, I enjoy Kevin Hart.
I feel like he's just doing too much.
Exact same thing. It's like, I'm not afraid to say it. I like Kevin Hart. He is in a lot, but he's making money.
Yeah.
But his movies aren't good. He's not writing the movies. He's just acting in them.
You know what it is with me? Bread. I've never seen any of his movies.
Really?
So I think that's why I like
his best one is probably Jumanji, but
I've seen Jumanji.
Central Intelligence was pretty funny.
Well, you gave it a 8 out of 10.
7.
Better than Silence.
7.
But do you feel like
it was a hard 7.
Who reached out to who though? Because if Kevin Hart reached out to the Oscars, and it's kind of like he's grasping for air on his last leg of his comedic what's the word? Like
he's grasping for air on his last leg of his comedic over.
Because he's almost out, man. What's he been going for 9 years? At the top?
I think he's still pretty relevant.
He's starting to get boring, though. It's the same material all the time. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Yo, when I host the Oscars,
Yeah. How long do the comedics really have at the top before their shit starts getting really boring?
No, I think society gets bored with comedians in like 3 or 5 years.
Well, Dave Chappelle had it right. He left for a little, came
I
back.
was just going to make that point.
If this was Dave Chappelle, everyone would have been fucking going crazy. Like, oh, how great of a choice this is. Dave Chappelle is probably funnier than Kevin Hart, but
He probably would have jumped off a building after he did that because that's the peak of his career. Chappelle, knowing him. That's perfect. I mean, yeah, I was just going to make that point where Chappelle created a mystique around him. Where did he go? What happened to him? Was he addicted to drugs?
Yeah.
What happened with Comedy Central? And then he comes back out of nowhere and he's still great.
Also think, like, for the Oscars, too, Kevin Hart's hosting. He's the fucking #1 right now. So
he's going to draw a lot of people.
Well, according to you, he's on the last leg of his over.
He's on the last legs, but he's still up. Like, I think after the Oscars, if he bombs, he's fucking done.
He's leaning right now.
Yeah, he's whoop.
It's funny because Chris Rock was great too because he would say anything. You know, he wasn't trying to like burn bridges or try to offend someone that he might know. I think Kevin Hart would go out there and start roasting people, and it's Kevin Hart, so I don't think people are going to be like offended that he like made a joke about any individual person. Like if he goes out there talking shit to like Timothy Chalamet, he's not gonna be like he's not gonna be upset. It's like, oh, it's Kevin Hart. He can make fun of me.
And I retract my statement. I want to rephrase it.
You don't think he's grasping for straws?
No. He is.
Okay.
He's on his last leg of his triumph in comedy right now.
I think he's on. There was a point where
Triumph.
he became.
They should have got the puppet dog to host the Oscars. That would have been. Yeah.
I love that guy. I think a couple of years ago, he hit his peak. He was everywhere. Biggest comedian in the world. I think he's still the highest paid comedian. Sells out arenas. And I find his stand-up to be the funniest part of Kevin Hart. The movies, I haven't seen them for good reason. But I think the show has gotten too political in the last couple of years. And look at the viewership. People are not watching the Oscars anymore. I think Kevin Hart is going to have his brand of comedy is he doesn't get too political. He's not at that stage in his career where he's running out of jokes, so he just complains about things. So
Cat Williams.
Right. Or even, Chappelle's last stand-up special was great, but then the second one, he gets into all his personal philosophies. He thinks he's Aristotle, and it's like, oh, my God. I think Kevin Hart is at a point where, he's just going to come in. He's going to have great jokes about films. He's going to touch on things that are relevant. There's probably going to be some sort of skit that he does with The Rock.
I was going to just bet, like, what are the odds The Rock comes? Like, you need to have The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Show. Yeah. They're
you
perfect.
think Trump comes into it, too?
See, that's the thing. I don't think Kevin Hart is going to hit on any of that stuff.
Maybe a couple. It's always good for a couple.
Maybe, but it's going to be in a way where it's not going to anger any side.
Yeah.
Where, I
hope not. I hate when they bring politics into it.
I think it was the Emmys. It was the Saturday Night Live guys that hosted the Emmys, right?
Yeah.
It was just political comedy.
Yeah, it's not. I don't hate it. I kind of like I kind of like watching people fight on Twitter. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine, just seeing how different sides react to something. I'm like, wow, you guys just go to the store or something.
Get a room.
Yeah, no, just do some errands.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? Like they need to just bang and get it over with?
Ooh.
Like they made
that should be the Oscars.
Elephant and the Donkey.
Just Trevor Noah and Tommy Lauren hate fucking.
That'd sell huge numbers on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that's Mayweather McGregor, man.
But I feel like they made the right, not the right, I feel like they made the right choice with Kevin Hart, though. Like, they could have made the wrong choice and picked up, Amy Schumer or something.
Yeah, or they could have got, Anne Hathaway and James Franco again. Reunion show. I would have
wanted,
yeah.
I liked Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. They did, the Golden Globes a few years back.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Gervais is the best.
Yeah, well, he's the one, when I was saying, Kevin Hart,
he's funny, dude.
He's going out making fun of everyone. Ricky Gervais did that, and you're like, we can't get this guy back again.
He's coming for blood.
Yeah.
He's raunchy, though. He's raunchy funny.
4 times. Oh, yeah. He gets dark. But that's the Golden Globes, it's like the Oscars.
Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, they did the Spirit Awards. They were really funny. I think one of their opening jokes, talk to the producer. Are we allowed to say cum peach?
Cum peach.
Yeah.
I liked Ellen DeGeneres for the Oscars, too. I thought she was funny.
I think Jimmy Fallon could have done it. I like Jimmy Fallon.
Wow, so great. Yeah, I'm at the Oscars. I think Kevin Hart's a perfect choice.
Well, Golden Globes, they just announced Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg.
All right, our next story here, we're talking about Wes Anderson's new film, and this cast has been revealed to us, and it's absolutely stacked. I think he's competing with Rian Johnson.
That's what I was going to say. Knives Out has a great cast.
It's like, oh yeah?
This cast is fucking good, too.
You know what it is with Wes Anderson? I never know what to expect with his films because his style is it's always changing. It's not very unique.
All right, Ted, I'm going to run down the cast. I want to give you quick reactions.
Wait. What movies has Wes Anderson directed?
Isle of Dogs.
Fantastic
Mr. Fox.
Anything that I've seen?
Did you see
Grand Budapest
Yes.
Hotel?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. When Ice King did.
Are you being casted in this new Wes Anderson movie?
Have you ever seen a movie with Owen Wilson or Bruce Willis?
Yes.
Probably might have been him.
Bruce Willis.
Or Luke Wilson, actually.
Hostage?
Yeah.
Oh, you seen Old School?
Yeah.
Might have been Wes Anderson.
Could have been.
Have you ever seen a movie and it's like, wow, everything's like in the middle? Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could have been Wes Anderson. All right, I'm run down some names, Teddy. Quick reactions. Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
Benicio del Toro.
Yep.
Tilda Swinton.
Got it.
Frances McDormand.
Okay.
Bill Murray.
Oh, I like that.
Jeffrey Wright.
Bernard in Westworld.
Yeah, no.
Do you?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
And rumored, it says here, Natalie Portman.
I like Natalie.
That's big.
Yeah.
Hell of
That's
a cast.
Yeah, that's a great cast.
I think the first thing I saw was like Chalamet, Del Toro. I'm like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be a masterpiece.
Yeah, but what are we going to get from this? Like quirky comedy, offbeat
It's called
performances?
The French Dispatch, and I think he described it as a love letter to journalism, which sounds fucking awful.
A
but-
climax where all
suck.
the characters have to work together to overpower some sort of villainous character.
But it's Wes Anderson, so it's gonna be quirky. It's gonna be different. So
Is it?
everything he does is.
That's the thing with
He's gonna go serious in this one. Make the post.
Wes Anderson's The Post would have been much more enjoyable than that fucking piece of shit. Hate that movie. I hate it.
Yeah, movie did suck. Well,
Terrible.
The reason why we hate it is because Blade Runner 2049 was 10 times better.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, didn't like the Post win some awards?
It was nominated. I don't think it won anything.
Yeah, it was nominated. Didn't win anything. Yeah.
Good.
Good. Hate it.
Don't come back with that weak shit, Spielberg. We ain't giving you shit until you
Yeah,
step
talk
it
about
up.
somebody that's on the last leg of his over. Grasping for
Stop saying that. I started a sentence without thinking it over and saying like
Ready Player
I
One
ran
was
with the
good.
sentence
I feel like Wes Anderson's at the point where people like
with the over.
are like justifiably like hating on him. I've seen a little bit of it. Maybe just a couple
That
people.
tweet about him that he definitely built his own wife. You saw the woman that he's married to?
No.
It looks. The caption is like Wes Anderson definitely just built his own wife, and that's a
Yeah.
robot.
And I think Isle of Dogs should win Best Animated Feature. I know, and I've only seen a half hour Spider-Verse. That looks like though is probably gonna.
I'd give it to the half hour of Spider-Verse.
Yeah. That was really good, right?
Yeah, I love Wes Anderson, and I got into not into a fight, but into an argument or a discussion with my brother-in-law about this. That doesn't understand why every Wes Anderson movie has to be the same exact thing. But I think when a director has a style where right away when you know his style is so distinct to Wes Anderson,
Yeah.
it's just who he is.
He'll do a movie about anything, animated, live action, different genres, different time periods, and it's all the same.
He had said that he wanted to do a horror movie a couple of years ago. That to me is really interesting because he's obviously a brilliant guy. His films are always so funny, and there's always darker themes mixed in with the quirky comedy.
But it's like the same guy who did Call Me by Your Name did Suspiria.
Right.
Two vastly different movies. Wes Anderson is Wes Anderson. He's not going to have that contrast in two films.
Yes.
It's just.
That's why I was so interested by Tarantino doing Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. I was scrolling through my pictures from like a year and a half ago, and I had a screenshot saved of the announcement, and we haven't heard anything about it since. But Wes Anderson, I haven't really seen the hate for him on the internet. Is it out there? I don't like that.
I probably just follow somebody.
I've never seen one movie from this guy. I'm looking at his list right now.
I think you'll like him.
I feel
That's got taste, man.
like Fantastic Mr. Fox might be the best one on there.
It is probably his best movie.
You know what it is with Teddy is that he's like a kid trying to get him to eat vegetables.
Yeah.
You know?
Vegetables? It's very much the same style and kind of humor as Hunt for the Wilder People. A little different, but it's kind of like that quick pace and quirky, and it's off.
Isle of Dogs?
That's the thing. Every time I can't
2018?
remember the last movie I showed Teddy that he didn't like. But it's the same thing with music. It takes him months to.
I think you need to control.
I come around.
You need to control because I feel like he just doesn't want to seem like he doesn't want to disappoint you. So he's gonna say he likes it. You got to give him like a real stinker, like mix it in with like all these good good movies, and
Yeah.
see which one. And we'll kind of.
Right.
I'm gonna hate you. Well, I'm not gonna trust you though. For the next movie. If you
No,
give me a
you're
stinker.
gonna get like 5. One's gonna suck.
You're not gonna know when it's coming.
Yeah, but that one that sucks is gonna hurt my my trust for you.
Yeah, I don't want to break your trust.
You're batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah, we're in a good place. Did you listen to that Black Thought album?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll get to it.
Yeah, so our next story here, Shang-Chi, movie announced by Marvel. Shang-Chi, he's supposed to be the greatest martial artist in the Marvel universe. I'm going to say it right now, I have no idea. I don't know anything about this character.
The Bruce Lee of Marvel?
The Bruce Lee of Marvel, yeah. He might be.
Hell of a
Is there
fucking
comics on him? Are they just like
No,
making
he's
someone up right now?
He's a comic character. Yeah, he's
Oh.
in the comics.
powers, or it's just fights.
It's his
Well,
powers.
I had read that he's obviously a great martial artist, and he gets a power where he can make copies of himself.
That's dope.
So that, I
Little
mean,
Doctor Strange action.
right, you get like 17 martial artists just running up.
I'll buy a ticket.
That
That
I'd
sounds
go see
amazing.
that.
And it's cool. Marvel developing their first movie around an Asian character. And I had read a report that they're hoping that it has the same success as Black Panther had.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I mean, the Asian market for cinema is huge. I think the Chinese market has surpassed the North American market. And so many movies today are catering towards Chinese audiences and Asian audiences in general.
So, bear with me. Can this be? I don't want it to be, but can this be the decline of the MCU? Because I feel like they've exhausted their big name characters, so now they're gonna go with side characters or not big name characters, like not Thor, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi. Then who's next? Like the sidekick for Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Well, not the sidekick, but Miles Morales, like that kind of.
Well, he's getting
Those characters?
Spider-Verse, and Miles Morales is a big name. I think he would do very well in a feature film, live action. It depends if they have different incarnations of Captain America. I think we talked about this before. Like, would it still sell a different actor as Captain America if it's not Steve Rogers? And I think it's all about the people you bring in. If you bring in good actors, great directors, and you have the Marvel name, it might be hesitant at first, but if it's a good film, I think people will catch on regardless of who it is. Look at the Guardians. No one thought the Guardians would be anything. And now they're probably one of the biggest draws Marvel has.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, they started with their B-listers. I mean, the universe started with Iron Man. Iron Man was not an A-list character before that movie.
Really?
And now he's top 5. I think it was Ghostface Killer was Iron Man's biggest fan. He would call himself Tony Stark. But that's a deep-cut comic reference. And which is weird to me because Iron Man is such a cool character, the way that he was created, his powers based on Howard Hughes, that it took that long for audiences to recognize how cool he is.
You just blew my mind. Iron Man's not an A-list.
Before
Marvel?
2008?
Yeah, before MCU.
No. I think
Wow.
their biggest guy that they had the rights to was Captain America. I think because when he came out, he was huge in the 40s, and they
Yeah.
kind of play with that in the movie. Marvel, I mean, they're going to, if they make this movie in the vein of one of the great kung fu films of all time, if they're making it, that's awesome to me. That means that they're branching out. I don't see a decline. I see a shift.
a little refreshing. New characters, different cultures, just something different than what we've gotten. You're going to have to get creative. I mean, like you said, after Avengers 4, assuming Thanos gets defeated, right? What's next?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's the
So-
pivot? That's why I thought.
You try
Captain
different
Marvel
things.
will
You,
be.
you try to introduce new characters, get more creativity, do something different, and with good direction, good acting, just an all around central plan of what's going to happen next. I think there's nothing to worry about.
Is there a universe with comics where Miles Morales and Spider-Man are in the same universe?
Yes, I think there is. But it starts off where Peter Parker is dead in his universe, and then he becomes the Spider-Man.
Right.
And then they have the Into the Spider-Verse is a comic. It's based on comics. So I think there is a universe. Yeah, I mean, I think the current Spider-Man has a Miles Morales.
Yeah,
His uncle.
Donald Glover
Yeah, his uncle.
was in it. He was
Yeah,
he was
and in the
Morales.
comics as well, he's there too. I just read Spider-Man Deadpool, and Miles Morales just pops in, and he's like, "Why are you hanging out with this creep, Deadpool?" It's like, he's funny. So I mean, Miles Morales is also in the video game, but I can't wait to see Into the Spider-Verse, man. It looks so good. But Shang-Chi, I hope they get the kid from Crazy Rich Asians, the main actor. I think he'd be perfect.
Oh, he's good. He was also in something else this year that Blake Lively movie.
Oh yes,
I didn't like
the
the
one
movie.
that you didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie, but he was good in it.
A Favor, something like that.
Oh, A Simple Favor.
Simple Favor, yeah.
Yeah, he actually is good. Very charismatic.
Yeah, he is.
It's the accent.
It's the accent. And
Fucking accent, man.
Yeah.
It's so fucking parents.
I wish we had a young Jackie Chan.
that would have been perfect. He's got to be in it, right? He's got to
gotta
be the
train him,
mentor.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Somebody. Make him a villain. Yeah, Jackie
Okay.
Chan is a villain. I was watching
He'll
The
probably
Foreigner
beat
the other day. That boy still got it, man. Before fan questions, you want to talk about Creed 2 and the favorite?
Sure.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with Creed 2.
So Widows too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can get that in there. Ted, you seen Creed 2?
No, I didn't see either.
See
Three
Widows?
of these.
Widows? Favorite?
No.
What
That
would you
was-
say you do here?
I'm a.
Name the movie and you get a free pass.
Say it again.
What would you say you do here?
Ooh, pick me.
Goodfellas.
Office Space?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it! I like that movie too. I can get that.
I'll give you points because you are paying attention because most of my quotes are either Goodfellas or The Departed. So
Yeah, Ted, if you can
need my
record
stapler.
same time next week, that'd be great.
I need my stapler.
there you go. He's seen it.
You're the worst. That was a bone I had to pick with you.
Why?
Ted is the example of when I ask him a question, I'll text him, yo, you want to go see this movie? He'll answer me, yo, sorry, I didn't see your text. But he won't answer the question. You can't ignore the text within the conversation. You can ignore in person, you can't ignore a text.
Nah,
You have the balls
I didn't think
to
to
do
scroll
that.
up though, but it's not
To
intentional.
scroll up, it was one message up.
It's not intentional though. I'm not intentionally doing it. I'm just not thinking.
I don't know with you, man.
I'm kidding.
Sometimes I think
I'm not kidding.
I think you're
I'm not intentionally doing that.
I think you're secretly an evil genius.
That would be something.
Ted's been little fingering us this whole time.
I got my own channel.
What were you talking about?
Well, that's
Creed
my
2?
plan. So Creed 2, favorite, Widows. Here, Ted, go play with my AirPods.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down on the couch.
No, don't. Input.
Yeah, chime
I
in.
got no input for this.
Ask questions.
Nash was chiming in last week. We
I'll
were
ask
talking about
questions.
things.
I'll ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Creed 2. I guess we'll go spoilers. Sorry.
Michael B. Jordan win.
All right, Creed
I guess
2.
we'll start with Creed 2. I loved Creed 2. Not as good as the first one, but if I gave the first one a 9.5.
Ooh, do this. Hold on, do this because I know you'll forget. We'll do spoilers for each movie. Haven't seen it. Timestamps. So if you've seen the favorite, you didn't see Creed. Hit the button. You're right. You're right to the favorite. You didn't hear anything we just said about Creed. Nothing spoiled.
Yeah, but if they are how I am, I wouldn't skip. I just listen.
Well, because you're a good fan.
Also, just
What are
curiosity.
you trying to say? All right, so we'll start with Creed 2 and
Trying
we'll
to
timestamp
insult the
it.
person listening into watching the whole thing.
Come on,
Get
man.
that view time up.
That
Step
view
3.
time up. Yeah, click those ads, boy. Yeah, Creed 2, I loved it. And I think it was such a worthy successor to the first Creed, which is my favorite Rocky movie. And I won't list my Rocky movies because then we'll get into a bloodbath here.
Because I know your list.
You know my list. You know I love Rocky Balboa. But I thought it was excellent, man. And once again, all the actors from the first one came and they upped their game. Their performances were that much better. I actually thought Michael B. Jordan gave a better performance in this one.
Very
think-
emotional performance too.
yeah.
A lot of heavy subject matter. I didn't think it was as good as the first one, but it was definitely a good successor. Especially it's a reboot of a great franchise, and the sequel is very hard to do. And I didn't think it was as good, but it was still a very good movie.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the movie was Drago and his son.
There
There was times where I thought this movie should have been called Drago.
that would be an awesome spin-off too.
I
Yeah,
was
but
Drago.
I thought it was great because they took this two-dimensional villainous, the Red Scare, and they made him a three-dimensional character where we see the downfall of this athlete that was considered a god in his home country. And after losing to Rocky, his life
That got
was
explained?
destroyed. Yeah,
That's sick.
I mean, the scenes where they explained it were really good. I wish they would have went into it more. That's why I thought this really could have been their movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the boxer who played his son, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of lines. They both don't have many lines, but they're so imposing physically.
He's fucking Mountain Jace.
He is mountain. Yeah, he's a big dude. Where I'm watching this,
Is he?
like, yo, like this is not realistic
Is
because
he a heavyweight and Michael B. Jordan's like a welterweight?
No, he goes up to heavyweight.
he's a professional boxer, right? In real life, that actor.
I think he's a fighter.
Yeah.
But he is
He
imposing.
is a monster.
Yeah.
But that story, too, the dynamic of that relationship, because we've seen that before, where it's the father that's living vicariously through his son, LeVar Ball,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of creates a strain in their
That's
relationship.
funny. This was sad.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. But even with that, where the way that their relationship, where they end up at the end of the movie, is a very heartfelt place where you sympathize with these characters. You can understand why they're doing what they're doing throughout the movie. And I thought that was great. And Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, he's great playing this Obi-Wan boxer character.
Yeah.
With all his witticisms, his Rocky saying, "There's 3 steps up into that ring, but it feels like a mountain." But they're all great. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson.
How was the choreography with the boxing though? Did it seem realistic?
It's really good. It wasn't like the one shot from the first film, but it was really good. I think the fights stood up. They stand with any Rocky movie. They're much better than the original series because, let's face it,
That fighting in Rocky 4 was, oh my god.
Yeah.
It was so
He
bad.
should have died.
these are very well done. You kind of like, there's a couple POV shots where like you feel like, you know, you're in the fucking ring.
You're getting hit.
Yeah, and you see this hulking man, and even Michael B. Jordan, he's fucking ripped. Like, you're really invested into the fight. It's like you're watching a real fight. You're rooting for Creed, but like he was saying before, you got so much insight to Drago's character where you kind of want him to win too. Just seeing all the things him and his family went through, and him personally, especially with his father bearing down on him and living vicariously through him. He had his own weight too, and it would be great to see that fleshed out in maybe a different film because I don't know if I want another Creed. These first two are, I thought the first Creed is a mess. Like, probably I think it is the best Rocky movie. I'll say it.
This felt like a finale for
Yeah.
8. I don't know how the hell they made 8 Rocky movies.
Well,
I looked over to my
They
friend
made like
else.
2 that were good.
Right. There's
Four
only
I
one that
like,
I don't
but
like.
I love 4, but it's not like,
You hate America.
what? I didn't
I
say
agree.
that. You did.
Well, actually, wasn't 4 the last one on your list?
No, 4 is awesome, but
No, 4 is like my number 4th.
Oh.
it's awesome, but it's not a good movie.
I like 4 better than Rocky 1.
Well, it's all about the
Actually,
training montage. So how was this
Yeah.
training montage?
I
Because
am
4
a
training
tiger.
montage is the best one.
This
Oh,
one was
great
fucking
training
insane.
montage.
Yeah,
He takes him to like hell. He's like, this is where boxers go
The
to
fucking
be
desert.
reborn.
and he's
Yeah.
just fucking.
It's very
He's
similar.
out there, man. He's getting gritty. He's like kind of taking. It's very similar to Rocky 4. It's not in the mountains in the snow. It's kind of like the opposite. They're kind of flipping it on him.
Yeah.
And it's just all about. You spent this whole time like in a fancy gym doing all this, but no, we're going out here.
Well, that's exactly what Rocky 4 was.
Yeah, so you're out here like.
Did you just say that?
Yeah.
Well, the parallels are handled in such a clever way, too, because it does feel like they tied a bow on the franchise. Where Michael B. Jordan's character in the first movie is trying to live up to his father's legacy. In this movie, it's about creating a legacy of his own.
Mm-hmm.
But the parallels, the way that they mirrored it to Rocky 4, where you know where the movie is going, but then there would be this small subversion, something that you're not expecting, saying, oh, that's a clever way that they got to that point, where I knew it was going to get there, but not in that way. The roads that they took to maneuver throughout the film were unexpected.
In Creed 1, is Creed like the adolescent kid that like Sylvester Stallone's got to train and like, you know, because I win him over, or is he about it? You know, is he about training?
Creed seeks out Rocky.
Okay,
Yeah, he's very much obsessed with his father's legacy.
I think
that's good.
Creed's like.
But they made the interesting point, too, about how he had everything to lose and Drago's son had nothing to lose. That Creed has been the privileged kid in this situation. And Drago's been the one that's just come from nothing because of the loss that his father suffered at the hands of Rocky. Really, they could have focused this movie on Drago and it would have been just as good.
What it seems like is that they didn't really make Drago a villain, which he was in Rocky 4.
Well, Rocky 4, he's just
he's
straight.
not a villain.
He's just straight big Russian bad guy who's going to punch you in your face until you die.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it works for that movie.
For that time.
Yeah, he's a cartoon villain. Here, he's a character.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like in this one they fleshed out.
But
the
Michael B.
villain,
Jordan is
but-
so charismatic and likable that you're rooting for him.
Yeah.
But I thought if you're not going to do another Creed, which I don't think they should do, because I don't know where you take this story, because the relationship between him and Tessa Thompson is good. I don't want to see them have a falling out. I think you make a Drago movie.
Well, I think his arc
be
is pretty
sick.
much finished with Creed. I mean, he's such a great character. He's complex. He has faults. You know, he lets his anger get the better of him sometimes. He's not a perfect character, but he's just so easy to root for. He's very cocky in the ring. You know, he's like talking shit. I fucking love that. And there's a scene when he's screaming. He's fucking looking yoked, and the Rocky theme starts playing.
Got
and I
any
was-
tips?
Yeah, and the Rocky theme starts playing. I'm like, this is
When that theme
that
hits,
moment
man.
was like fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I gotta see this movie.
But yeah, it's really good. I feel like a lot of times it like was on the line of being a little cheesy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things, and it is a cheesy concept, right?
You'll get cheese in the Rocky movies. so-
Rocky 4, it's like he's fighting the guy who killed his dad. Like his son is now a boxer. But the way they handle that was actually pretty well because it makes sense, and especially in the current fight game and sports in general, where it's all about making money. So that's like, oh, you can sell that being a movie. You can sell that in real life being a fight. He killed your dad. His dad killed your dad. Fight each other, and everyone wants to see it. So I think they handled that very well. But sometimes I think a lot of like the conflict was manufactured just to fit the
Well, it's
points.
manufactured by a character, too. The Don King character. Where I
Yeah.
thought he made a point. You made the point the other day that Rocky's canon record is like 50-30.
Yeah.
But the point is that he's so beloved because
Yeah.
of the fights that he won, the redemption story, the rags to riches story of Rocky, that this Don King character is kind of whispering in the ear of Creed that they're not going to remember you unless you create a legacy. That it almost has to be manufactured by the media. It has to be a combination of that and combination of skill.
Well, no, I'm talking mostly about like the Rocky and Creed falling out. Like that, like
Oh, yeah.
like they did that again. It's like, all right,
That was probably the worst part of the movie
Yeah.
for me.
That was a little okay, but they needed it for them to come back eventually and overcome the obstacles. But other than that, and Tessa Thompson singing him out for the ring because she's a singer, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you know how like Lil Wayne came out with like Floyd Mayweather and such rapping. Tessa Thompson does that for him, and I was like, okay, that's a little.
Tessa Thompson was his James Brown.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
I like that scene. 'Cause
alright.
They look like
This
a
guy
crew.
Creed really come out. Apollo really come out to James Brown. A 5-minute song.
Stunting in their own backyard.
Yeah, in the fucking middle of Russia.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you don't attack Russia in the winter.
That is true, man. That's why.
Napoleon, Hitler, Creed.
Yeah, the Russian winter is brutal. Never want to do the two-front war.
No.
We'll talk about that next podcast. Yeah, but Creed
two-front
2,
war.
I'd give it probably like an 8.6 out of 10.
I give it 8.1.
From hearing about it, I'll give it like a 9.
Yeah.
First one I give 9.5.
Oh, the first one was magnificent, and it's hard to live up to that, and I think it did a very good job.
All right, now let's talk about the favorite. Your favorite movie of the year.
Yeah?
Pun intended.
Hell yeah.
Now, the way that they spell favorite, too, with the OU.
The fucking Brits, man.
Favorite?
They do that with another
Aluminium.
word. Color, I think they do that too.
Yeah, color. It always freaks me out because one of my favorite albums, In Color. Did they misspell that?
I need to talk to the Queen about this.
Write her a letter.
Hmm.
You want to talk about the favorite?
I was thinking about how I can write a letter to the Queen.
You got to send an owl.
Nah. It's Harry Potter. I got that reference. The favorite was incredible. I don't think there's one thing not to like about this movie. The style was amazing. I think it was the best technical film of the year. Some of the shots were absolutely gorgeous, and the whole costume design and the set design was flawless, fit the time perfectly, and I don't think there's a better ensemble cast this year or in the past 4 years, really. I know 4 is kind of a random number, but I was just trying to think back quick, and that's what I got to.
There hasn't been a better cast in eight years and
19
3 months.
months.
No, that triumvirate, man. That big three: Rachel Weisz, Emma Stone, Olivia Colman.
Incredible.
It's
The story was gripping. It was intriguing, very funny, very quick. It's kind of kept you on your toes because it kind of, if you like went down and we were at this like fancy like Alamo, whatever, you can like order beer and they bring you food like actual dinner.
I had toast with kale and avocado.
You couldn't put that in the text, right?
The food would have got you.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Well, okay,
Go to
we asked
Navy-
Teddy to go to the movie, and
Yeah.
he watches the trailer, and he texts us back. Brooklyn, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's not playing anywhere near us. We had to go to the BK. Shout out.
So like if you go down, I was
Over.
gonna say like I go down and dip my chip in some queso,
Fucking
I
hate
might
you
have missed
guys.
something. So that's why I want to see it again too.
Oh, it was great. The sound was perfect. The seats were reclining. It was one of the most magnificent experiences of my life.
Top 5.
Seriously. And the movie itself, I mean, it was like watching Littlefinger, Walter White, and Varys just battle for 2 hours.
Dude,
Are you kidding me?
the political like games they were playing, like the schemes, it was amazing. It
There's
was.
so many layers to the movie too. I want to go back and see it.
I need
again.
to see it
This
again.
is nothing like I thought it was from the trailer.
Really? Because the trailer.
Trailer sets it up
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much. Rachel
God.
Weisz versus Emma Stone, a fight for Olivia Colman's affection.
Who do you think had the best performance?
That's fucking tough. I would give Emma Stone because she's doing an accent, and
Flawless.
you cannot even. You would think she was fucking born
Yeah.
putting U's in random words.
I think it's the best British accent that I've ever heard.
And I heard it in
by an
Maniac.
American actor.
She did it in Maniac too, and it was also great. But for a whole, and that was only like part of like a certain narrative they were doing in that episode. But to do it through a 2-hour feature with Rachel Weisz, Olivia Colman, and just fucking nail it. It was amazing.
The power struggle between these actors, and Olivia Colman at the center of this movie being yanked in both ways by these two characters that are using her to get different things, but using the same tactics. And all the themes that they explore in this movie, I mean, female sexuality, feminine power, the role of women and men in this 18th century society, because it is all based on real people. And apparently that's what, when I saw Death of Stalin, and it's obviously a satire, it's like, that's probably how it went. And that's what I thought with The Favorite, too. It's like, yeah, this is probably more true than we think.
Death of Stalin was like a little absurd. This was it was a little absurd too, but it fits so perfectly. It never got to the point where it takes you out of it, or it's like, oh.
No, the script is,
yeah.
I think it's the best script of this year by far. It's got to win Best Original Screenplay. It's so well written. There's not a line wasted in this movie by any of the characters.
No, and your rooting interest changed. Like at first you want, like you're going for Emma, then I forgot the names already. What were their names again?
Marlborough. Churchill.
Cowboy Killer. Yeah, whatever. I hate that too.
To go back, I think Rachel Weisz gave the best performance.
Yeah.
There's just something about her that I love. She's just that on-screen charisma. Daniel Craig, lucky man. But I think they're all going to get nominated.
Yeah,
I think Coleman's getting Best Actor.
Well, it's weird
Actress.
because they're all very much the lead.
Yeah.
It's definitely an ensemble. And to speak to the performances, like I said before in the script.
Even Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, very good. You don't know who to root for, and it changes like 5 or 6 times during the film. And then you just realize you want them, everyone's just great. But then as it plays out and you get to the ending, it's kind of like, oh, maybe I should have gave the other person the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, it's very smart, very clever. Everything about it is.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it either, but it's a film that definitely warrants a full review, like a 30-40 minute review, because there's just so much going on in this movie.
I don't know.
Final score, I would give it a 9 point. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
9.7.
That's exactly what I gave it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I gave it. That's not number 1 for you? You gave a full 10 out?
Suspiria.
That's not a 10.
It's a 9.9.
Okay.
It's a 10.
You should put your
No,
ratings
it's not
next
a
to the
10.
movies.
No, I would say Suspiria is like a 9.7 as well, but I just prefer it over this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple that are near the top. I still have Suspiria, Annihilation, Hereditary, The Favorite, but that could change. I almost put The Favorite at number 2. I just love Suspiria.
I think, yeah.
Not enough devil cult.
Yeah.
scenes.
You used that at the joke after we saw it on the train. I'm trying to think. When is it going to be? When is it going to be wide released?
I don't know. I hope soon because I want to see it again.
Yeah,
Maybe
me
in
too.
January.
January. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it again, like right away.
I would have BK now with all that.
Burger King.
No, the Brooklyn. The Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn. You want to go see Aquaman at that theater?
Yeah.
I like that place. It was very
I
cool.
do like it, yeah.
How was the ride?
Brooklyn,
Like,
man.
Brooklyn. How's a commute to that place?
Very easy.
Yeah.
Take the
Transfer to
Long Island
Jamaica.
Railroad to Jamaica to Brooklyn. Walk like 10 minutes.
Kind of like Brooklyn. I like that scene. I've only went to like Islander games, and it's just an extension of.
You really couldn't like push this and like explain more. Like it's not that much of a hike. You know?
Well, I tried to text you and you don't answer. I text you Friday. You want to come? Oh, sorry, I was drunk. Text you Saturday. You want to come? Oh, sorry, I'm at the football game. No answer. It takes 4 days to get an answer from you. It's ridiculous.
It's so weird, like seeing like the cultured like part of Brooklyn, like because it's kind of like a whole day. Like people go there early and they sit at the bar and like everyone's just talking around. They have like all
Pre-game? Tailgate for the movie.
well, everyone you can just tell like everyone just you can just tell like the whole crowd loves film and they're all
You really
talking
can
about it.
pregame for the movie. There's
Yeah.
a bar.
And the DJs,
sick.
there's like a
It's packed.
DJ there playing records, all film based of soundtracks from film.
It's like plays in the city.
Yeah, and you can just tell everyone's cold. Like the only time I've ever been to Brooklyn for Islander games, it's just an extension of Long Island because you just have like all like the trash moving into Brooklyn, just fucking pissed drunk yelling
Yeah,
at each
seriously.
other like "fuck the Rangers." I'm like, oh, Brooklyn's kind of like Long Island.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But like, no, it's just because Long Island's coming to Brooklyn.
All the trash just coming up to the
Yeah.
to
All
Brooklyn.
these rappers did make it out to be a lot worse than it actually is. Get off the train, there's an Apple store.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell is an Apple store doing in Brooklyn?
I'm thinking there's shootings. Like
There was
Chicago.
a building with graffiti, but the graffiti was done on purpose. It was like an aesthetic choice for the building design.
It was a town. The
It's like
town
somebody
set it
needs
up.
to graffiti this
that's
Apple
Brooklyn
store.
in a nutshell.
It's really, that's my place. That's where I belong.
It's like the,
I'm so hipster that I won't go to
it's
Brooklyn.
like that TBS commercial I seen.
That's a statement.
That played like nonstop for that Tracy Morgan show when he goes to prison
What happened to
and
Brooklyn?
he comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, The Favorite was excellent. And you saw Widows?
Yes,
Just give us your score.
didn't love it.
Okay.
Didn't hate it.
Let's go to fan questions.
So is that a 5?
No, better than a 5. Give it like a 7.
Yeah, with this movie, I've heard great things, and I've heard it's either you loved it or you hated it with this movie.
Widows.
And you find yourself in the middle.
Yeah, I think the only like
You
reviewer
always
that,
find a way.
the only reviewer like I listened to that didn't like it is Christian Harloff. So I feel like that's good company.
No free ads.
Ad for a person.
Yeah, it's a review.
All right, let's go to fan questions here. This one is from Joe Butler. Can we get a once-a-month cameo with Nash? That voice is amazing. I picture some guy working in a deli, serving huge sandwiches, and yelling about the Yankees constantly. Love that guy.
He used to work in a deli.
Savizio's
The
pizza
Clams
place.
Pizza
Casino?
place, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a spot-on description of Nash just now.
He is a Yankee fan. Big-time Yankee fan.
Does look like he should work at a deli.
Yeah, Nash is great, and yeah, he's going to be on more often.
Can
Definitely.
we format it?
Yeah.
We could format it. Well, I want to get some
That'd be fun.
Super Smash Brothers 2-on-2.
Oh, facts. Me and you versus Aaron and Nash.
Well, I mean, we want to make it fair.
I've been playing better than
Me and
Teddy
Nash,
this whole
son.
fucking time, so don't even talk.
So me and Clams, and
Yeah.
you and Ted.
Me and
Big
Aaron.
two.
We could.
Uh,
No,
I feel like we won't work well together. We'll send a
Me and you
bargain.
will, yeah, we'll end up arguing with each other.
No, you guys have good
Stealing.
chemistry.
Aaron's gonna be stealing lives.
I think me and Ted argue more than you guys.
Well, like in a competitive environment
Right, yeah.
where Teddy could do nothing for me to satisfy me. Oh, that's kind of weird. Teddy,
Well-
he'll play good and it won't be enough.
You
I'll
guys
still
should go on
criticize him.
vacation. Get the
I need a
spark
break,
back.
man.
Where do you want to go?
Punta Cana.
Paris?
I think in Canada. I hear it's nice this time
I
of
don't
year.
want to go somewhere cold.
Let's go to Jersey. This question from Coleman Wolf at Wolfman155. With only a little over a year left, what's an early look at your guys' top 5 movies of the decade?
The decade?
The decade. They had
Jeez.
this,
That's like 10 years.
Jeez.
more or less, give or take. They had this going around Twitter. It was, what are your favorite movies of the last 8 years? So I guess going off of my list, my top 5 of the decade, Hard to Be a God, Upstream Color, Call Me By Your Name, The Social Network, Arrival.
All right, so last year, Call Me By Your Name. This year, favorite so far. The year before that was Mad Max. Is that 2016?
2015. 2016 was La La Land, Arrival.
Okay. La La Land. I fucking love La La Land. And I love Arrival too.
Both of them make it.
You know what's close for me to Under the Skin.
Okay.
That's a great one. I think that's 2013 as well. 2013 is
Django.
stacked. Django's in my top 10.
Okay. When was Inglourious Basterds was 09, so that kind of misses the cut.
Yeah, just missed the cut. Social Network, man.
I don't know.
Great movie.
That's my favorite.
I would need
feature.
like a list of like movies from that time just to pinpoint which
Garfield.
ones I like.
Yeah, he's so good in that.
Even like a lot of good comic book movies too, like The Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
Probably not, like-
Days of Future Past was my favorite. I think of 2014.
Logan, Black
Wait, Blade
Panther,
Runner's on your top?
Avengers.
No, Blade Runner 2049 is probably like
I have Blade
might
Runner-
be top 10, but no.
I'd have to sit down and really look and like study what I was feeling when I first saw him.
No, Blade Runner 2049 definitely in the top 10, not 5.
Top 8.
That's the thing, because I can go. I have a recency bias. The first things I thought about was last year and this year, and maybe the year before. But then when you go back, it's like, oh yeah, that was 2010. I fucking love that movie.
All right, top 5 of the 20th century, 21st. No, the best movie, seriously, this is my opinion. I think the best movie of the 21st century is Upstream Color, and that's 2013. It's such a small little movie, went under the radar. It's brilliant. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey-esque. It's that good. But that's hard. It's hard to do. Top 5 of the last decade, off the top of your head. Ted?
Yeah, that's too deep.
Why don't you prep us next time?
Yeah.
Sorry. This next question from that one guy. Good follow at SoulSurge100.
You
What's
prop him up every time you say his name?
it's a
Yeah.
good follow?
I'll follow him.
No free ads.
I need to follow more people because I only follow like
Actually, it says a free ad.
Well, I like the little Nerd Soup community. You know, we have
Yeah.
the people that are always interacting and communicating. Want to show them some love back. They show us love.
oh yeah, tweet me at Nerd Monkey and I'll follow you. Just say hey, follow me, and I'll follow you. If you seem funny or something. If you're not tweeting, then don't.
If you tweet me a deep cut, I'll follow you.
You are you
Oh,
gonna
now
get
you
it?
need a fucking disclaimer. You need.
All right, this
Tweet
question.
me a deep cut of what I've said on these podcasts.
You're gonna get like 10,000 tweets of "This is it, Chief."
Hmm.
What's your favorite Christmas
Nah,
movie?
that's not deep enough.
They go back to the first video we ever did with me, you, and Stu.
I hope so.
What's your favorite Christmas
Fuck
movie?
Nash. Where's Stu?
Yeah, where the
I've been
hell is
fucking
Stu?
lobbying for Stu nonstop.
Facts,
And
dude.
I
I'll
text
take
him, man.
off for Stu.
I call him. I text him.
I would let Teddy take off for Stu.
I wanted to get him on a
With
hereditary.
pay, though.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get him on a hereditary review, but
But we'll get Stu soon.
what's your favorite Christmas movie? Mine is a tie between Arthur Christmas and Home Alone.
That's tough.
I did
Off the
the
top?
Home Alone thing.
I've
That's
never
easier.
seen
Christmas
Home Alone.
Christmas movies off the top are a little easier. 'Cause when favorite movies, you're dissecting everything. I think everyone knows their favorite Christmas movie,
Favorite Christmas movie?
right, Ted?
I
Don't
do,
you
but
know your favorite Christmas?
Oh, Die Hard.
were you
I
gonna say
hate
just
you.
now?
No, I was waiting for you.
Oh wait, Iron Man 3.
I like A Christmas Story, and people hate it all the time. Hate on it. It's like it's just something to the movie. Probably not the best movie, but it's just something about that movie and Christmas. The 24/7 loop. For me, that's just Christmas on film. And Elf, probably Elf.
Elf is great. I love the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Yeah, mine's between The Grinch, Christmas Vacation, and Santa Claus 1.
Santa Claus 1 is good. Medea, Christmas. She's got one, right?
She's got it.
Yeah, that's up there.
Santa Claus. I fucking love that movie too.
Bad Santa's a good one.
Bad Santa. Krampus.
Christmas with the Cranks.
Is that movie good or bad? I never saw it.
Seen it.
But I feel like
Is it Krampus?
whatever. People like.
It's Krampus.
I thought it was really bad, but I think people like
It's a
it.
horror film, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's a parody.
No, it's a horror
it's
movie.
a,
It's a
I've
straight up
seen,
horror. Yeah.
I've seen part of it because I thought it was gonna be good.
My
but it's
sister
pretty
insists
fucking
that
terrible.
A Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie.
What's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Houseway.
I used to watch that
Jingle
all the
Way.
time when I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh,
Jingle
man.
All the Way. That's a good one. When he's trying to get the toy from the mailman.
Yeah.
Fred Flintstone's A Christmas Carol.
I don't really like Christmas movies, actually. I feel like I'm not that. I need to get into it.
You know what I watch every Christmas for some reason? Phantom Menace.
Mickey's Christmas Carol. Oh,
That is a good
there's a
Christmas
lot
movie.
of ones. Man.
It's I don't know why I've been like the last 5 years I just watched the Phantom Menace. Actually, the last couple of years I've been just going to the movies.
No, do you consider like Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman like those like cartoon movies, Christmas movies, or are those just like
Yeah.
like cuts? You know?
No, that's a Christmas movie. Definitely. Yeah, it's Rudolph.
Oh, I gotta see Christmas Chronicles.
All right, this question is from
Oh.
Adelaide at Probs. Adelaide. How do you guys determine who will be in each type of video podcast that you do? It's really whoever's available.
Well, no, the podcast is mostly us. We just right.
Yeah,
Unless
if I
Teddy
can't
doesn't-
make it.
unless Teddy doesn't show up.
Yeah, it
Uh,
wasn't my fault, by the way. That was Bo's fault.
Yeah.
You admitted to it.
It was my fault, yeah.
okay. Game of Thrones is usually just me and Bo, but you know,
It depends on the video.
yeah. Sometimes if it's like a video essay or like very in detail, it's easier for you just do it, and it's I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, want to do a video on Mission Impossible? Like, yeah,
Yeah, and it depends on what people like. Like for Harry Potter stuff.
yeah.
Me and Marissa were supposed to do Fantastic Beasts too, but we both hated it so much. So we're like, let's just skip it.
But those are the best ones.
We'll review Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Yeah, but that would have been just us like hyperventilating, like, and then they changed this.
I want to see that. Pay good money for that. Yeah, Stu will do like horror. Nash is on
Deadpool 2.
for some reason. That was kind of like he just came to the
I was
movies
so
with
mad
us.
about that.
That was more of he just came to the movies with us that day. And you're like, oh, we're going to go record. You want to come?
Remember when I replaced you on Infinity War with Manny?
Yeah, I won't hurt.
That one, I felt bad after
That
doing
stunk.
that. I really did. I was
No,
like, I just ruined him.
And a lot of times it's easier.
I took a picture. I had like 2 pages of notes too for
You
that
had
movie.
notes, yeah.
A lot of times it's easier too with the animation to do two.
What animation?
Well, just to do like for you to do two people instead
This
of
is us.
Well, I guess
No, sometimes it's like studio time. There's not enough room in
Yeah.
the studio. You only
Or
want like two
two
people.
instead of three.
Right, yeah. Three's a
Four-
crowd.
Yeah.
Four's
Four is like
an orgy.
I feel like I'm wheezing my way into these videos and podcasts.
You wiggled. You got wiggle room. I'll give you that.
I got a shimmy.
This question from Christian Eulenberg. This is a super genuine question for Teddy. How was your birthday? And did you do anything fun?
It was really good. Elena blessed me.
oh yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that kind of birthday.
Yeah, I got new shoes, man.
Not-
Look at
Okay.
What if I just pulled out like clown shoes? Yo, check these bad boys
Got
out.
moccasins, holes in it.
No, it was nice, man. I'm 26. I know I'm not old, but like I feel like I'm almost at 30, man. Like I feel like I'm being rushed now.
Yeah, what, like 4 more years?
Yeah.
Halfway there,
Thanks, Christian.
Yeah, it's 60 years. You'll be 86.
dead.
I'm gonna be dead in like 60 years.
Well, just to think, I mean, you've gone 26 years so far, and another 26, you'll be 52.
Cruising. Cruising right along.
Yeah, you are cruising.
I'm hoping by like for our sake.
Went out
like,
to eat. Not much.
Happy birthday to Jay-Z, too. Best
Oh, yeah.
rapper of all time.
Once we get to 50, I feel like there should be technology. I feel like there is now. Make me live forever, Jeff Bezos.
Elon Musk, please. I'm begging you.
You know what's nice about Elena too? Like she loves giving gifts.
Oh, I have a birthday soon.
Yeah, I'll let her know.
Christmas.
Like me, like I'm not.
Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't getting any gifts though. So, well, actually, yeah, no gifts for you because I'm not giving you Hanukkah gifts and you don't celebrate Christmas.
I do both.
Yeah,
Got
pick
a
one.
big family.
Pick one.
Choose.
Oh, but
You must.
get the extra gift from Teddy. I'll go Christmas.
But I mean, isn't that right though? Like, shouldn't like half and halves pick? Like, you can't get both.
You think that they're
But no,
too greedy?
Yeah.
No, you know what the thing is? Because if my family was all Catholic, then I would still be getting the same amount of presents, but my Jews would be Catholics. You know?
Wait.
No, but
It's not like they're dead.
you want 8 gifts from your family, and then you want Christmas gifts from everyone else in your family.
I only get the Hanukkah gifts from the Jewish portion, but if everyone
Okay.
was all Catholic, I would still be getting those same presents just on December 25th.
No.
Yes. What,
do
they would
grab
just
bags.
disappear?
I do grab bags. We get 1 gift for a family member.
That's your house. I'm just sitting there swimming in gifts, bro.
I doubt it.
Christmas.
Are you a gift giver? I hate giving gifts.
I'm at the point. I like giving
I'm
more
a
than
gift card giver.
I like receiving now. I don't like receiving now because you just get the same fucking shit. Get a sweater I'll never wear. I'm like, cool. Give me fucking socks and underwear. I love that shit. Give me like a pack of t-shirts from Target. I need those.
Yeah.
Don't get me something like,
Cash.
yeah. Get me something I know I like. Don't try to get me like anything crazy. Like, oh, this cool like sweater. Like, I'm never gonna fucking
You
wear
see, I
that.
don't like cash because I'm just gonna spend it. You know.
Well, I do.
I want
do.
something I'll enjoy.
I like the cash gift, and I like the unique gift. I went to Brazil, and I saw this Game of Thrones hat, and I'm like, oh, cool. I would never be able to get that ever in my life. You know, something unique that means something to you because of the relationship you have with that person.
Right.
But to answer your question, I do prefer giving gifts. It just feels good. you
Well, I
know?
like the kids. Giving it to the little kids in the family. That's always like,
Yeah.
that's always neat.
Yeah, talk about people that don't appreciate gifts, though. They get that shit, they play with it for
Dude,
like
I got
5
fucking
minutes.
roasted one year. I got my little cousin. You know, all she talks about Frozen this, Frozen that. All right, I'm gonna be a good relative. I'm gonna get her some Frozen stuff. Opens up, I don't play with Frozen anymore. And
Yeah,
walks
she's
away.
moved on to the next one, dude. Yeah, that's like my
Like, are you fucking nuts?
my
So what-
niece.
let's
You gotta
spend-
have the Moana backup.
Yeah, dude, my niece is.
Yeah.
Got to see what's hot in
No,
the
they
streets.
they just jump from movie to movie, man. It's ridiculous.
You get all nervous, you start singing You're Welcome. You like this?
Ratatouille.
Yep. That's the one that's speaking to all the kids. Ratatouille. Ratatouille
mean,
and
man?
Isle of Dogs.
A chef that started from nothing. Now he's a big time chef.
That is a come up. That boy Ratatouille. Okay, question here from Beverly at Septivero. I think. Thoughts on HBO's Watchmen TV show?
Haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Yeah, me neither. Because it's not out yet, Ted.
I
I
don't know that. What's Watchmen?
think we talked about it when the news first.
You've seen the movie Watchmen, right?
Yeah,
No.
What?
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good. You'll like it. We talked about it when the news first happened. I think we both supported it, right?
Yeah, I think this is the format you tell Watchmen in.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the Watchmen movie, and people swear by it religiously. They say people consider it to be the best comic book movie of all time.
That's like
Jeez.
the hardcore like comic.
It's got a
ass.
cult following.
Yeah.
I mean, the Zack Snyder fan base, they love anything that guy does. The Owl movie is the best Owl movie of all time. It's probably the only Owl movie. But Watchmen is a story. I mean, you read the comic. The comic is huge. You legit have to sit down for like 5 or 6 hours to get through Watchmen. It's unlike other volumes where it's like 45 minutes, an hour. And Watchmen is brilliant. It's one of the best books ever written. All the political themes going on in that movie, the struggle of pragmatism and idealism and realism represented in these superhero characters, the way that he based all these characters on the DC Titans, but just grounded them in 1980s America. It's brilliant. And HBO is not adapting the comic, they're doing after Watchmen. So Damon Lindelof, who is the showrunner, he made some weird comments about it. I think you just adapt the comic. I think you start like 20 years before Watchmen because there's a history in Watchmen where they're like the second incarnation of that team. So yeah, I mean HBO, but that's the place you want to do it.
But isn't it like justice though if like someone takes their interpretation of something and makes it good? I feel like that's even better than adapting from the comic and making it good. Like if your adaptation of The Watchmen is really good, that does it justice, no?
So you're saying that it's more that you should.
I respect it more when someone does.
What are you saying?
I have no idea.
I respect it because you just said that they're not going off the comic book, right? Or what's his name, Damien?
Yeah, they're going beyond the comic.
Yeah, like don't you respect that more?
Right, you're saying that they should be praised for building
Yeah.
on the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more impressive if you go past the books and it's better. But it's a story that I don't think has been adapted well enough in live action. That's why I want to see the comic book adapted.
My favorite part about The Watchmen is they're all like kind of just regular, grounded people.
Except Dr. Manhattan.
Then you have the fucking most non-ordinary being
Hangs blue dong.
ever. Yeah. Hanging fucking dong.
He hangs dong?
Dude hangs dong.
Big blue dong. Right
But it's
there.
like everyone's so grounded and like regular people, like people you see on the street, and then you have this fucking thing. Kind of, that's funny.
Well, modern Rorschach, SJWs, don't like. I love Rorschach, too. I'm a Rorschach fanboy.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be like one of those like a centrist on Twitter. Just
Yeah.
destroying
He's
both
on
sides.
4chan.
Yeah, he's just killing everybody.
He's trolling the entire world.
Yeah, good for him. How many followers do you think he has?
He's got like a solid like 300,000.
Yeah.
And his
Solid.
Yeah, his profile picture is the gif of the Rorschach mask.
Okay.
Yeah, but hey, HBO, like I said, that's the place you want to do it. Get the R rating.
Well, never mind. I was going to say they're going to need something after Game of Thrones, but luckily they have Game of Thrones.
Right, yeah. It's going to keep doing that. All right, this question from Aaron. Who would win in a battle, in a fight? Jackie Chan holding a baby or Jackie Chan holding vases but doesn't want any trouble?
That wasn't my question.
This is from Aaron at The Love
Oh,
Chic.
yeah, my question was a little different.
This is a funny-ass question.
I'm thinking it's the vases because Vin Diesel did it in Babysitter, I think it was called.
What was the question?
Who would win, Jackie Chan holding a baby or Jackie Chan holding vases but doesn't want any trouble?
Vin Diesel did it with babies, and he did it fine. So I think Jackie Chan can try and juggle the vases and fight. That's a little.
How many does he
better.
have?
I'm thinking he's got to have like 3.
Yeah.
He's got 2.
And
Well, that's
one
the thing.
baby?
If he doesn't
Got one
want
on
any
the shoulder.
Well, one of my favorite scenes in Rush Hour 2 is when he's trying to save all the artifacts.
Yeah, and then the one breaks right behind him.
Well, like, right. If the baby Jackie Chan is looking for trouble, he's fucking bouncing that baby all around like he's a Harlem Globetrotter. He's
No,
spinning it on his finger.
He's
He's
throwing it up, punching, grabbing,
he's
catching the baby.
Right, he's King Konging.
Whose baby is it?
I gotta assume it's just a random baby.
Okay.
That he doesn't care too much about the baby.
Okay, I was gonna say, if it's his baby, you go for the baby.
But vase Jackie Chan seems to be like, yo, I can't break these vases. I'm bringing them to my mom, or
Yeah, exactly.
they don't belong to me. Baby
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's got the advantage.
Yeah, he does. Or maybe you can throw him up, like he said.
Take care of him, catch him.
You punch the baby in the face, it starts crying. Jackie's like, oh, I got to take care of the baby if it's his. If he doesn't care about the baby, that plan doesn't work. So you're kind of betting on this guy cares about babies.
I think he's twirling
Or-
that baby around, using him as a weapon.
Yeah.
But if vase Jackie Chan doesn't care about the vases, then there you go, right?
Well, it can go both ways then. It can go both ways then, because Jackie Chan just put the babies down.
Hmm.
Let him run around.
That is true, right? Yeah. You can't just throw the
I
vases.
think we're focusing too much on Jackie and not the baby itself. What could the baby do?
Right.
Can the baby fight?
Is the
His
baby
boss
scrapping? Is he?
How old's the baby?
That's the thing. If it's Jackie Chan's baby, then we have to assume he's been training him since
Mhm.
birth.
Okay.
I'm saying like an 8-month-old baby.
Yeah, I'm thinking age matters, man, because you can't be tossing like a 8-month-old.
Well, you know those baby heads, man. They're big.
They're
You ever
fragile.
been headbutted by a baby?
Bobbling.
Like
Babies
I'm-
don't feel pain
I feel
either.
like I'm having a baby on my head right
I feel like every time like I've had like a baby around, I feel like they don't feel pain. They're jumping all over the place, like hitting themselves with toys and
now. I feel like
bouncing
baby,
around, and they're just laughing it up.
Hey, if you don't pay attention, the babies are looking to die. Like you turn around for a second, they're down the stairs.
You ever see something like a baby will like fall down? And
They're very curious.
It's like the toddlers who cry at everything. But you ever see like a baby fall down, like oh my god, and he starts laughing? It's like oh hell yeah, baby.
Yeah,
People
babies
make it
just-
worse when
Babies
they-
cry to be annoying.
But like the 2-year-old, he'll fall
They
down.
don't cry for pain.
The 2-year-old will fall down and he'll cause a ruckus like he just fucking broke his ankle. It's like, dude, you just fucking tripped.
Dude, throw
Go
some
get
dirt on that.
go get a
Let's go.
Go-Gurt.
Get up.
And get the kid a Go-Gurt, then he's happy. The baby.
That's a long con, though.
Yeah.
You cry for the Go-Gurt.
Mm.
That's what I used to do. All right, this question here from Eric at 2 Disguised. With Breaking Bad getting a movie, what other TV shows would you like to see get a movie? I would like to see Community get one because of the whole 6 seasons and the movie thing that they had on the show.
Yeah, it was like a running gag, 6 seasons in a movie. I thought it was 7, but I don't know.
TV show that I want to see get a movie.
I would say Dexter, just because the finale was so bad that if they were able to retcon that in a 2-hour feature, and the character is fucking awesome. I love Dexter, and the first 4 seasons are fantastic, and Michael C. Hall is great too. So if they can kind of like retcon that and have a proper ending in a 2-hour film, I'd be all fucking aboard.
Yeah, for years I was saying that I wanted Game of Thrones to end with a movie, with 2 3-hour movies. but I'm trying to think of a show that's not on air anymore that could come back for one more story, like Deadwood.
Well, they're doing a season.
I need some.
No,
examples.
they're doing a movie, Deadwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
movie.
I need some examples.
I want to see an American Dad movie. I'm a big American Dad fan, more so than a Family Guy movie, because I think American Dad has garnered this cult following.
Give me a Family Guy movie.
Well,
At
they've
this
been
point,
talking
though,
about it
like
for years.
10 years ago,
That'd be sick.
10 years ago, give me a Family Guy movie.
That movie was supposed to happen when like Ted 1 came out.
Well, when Family Guy was funny too, but The Simpsons, they made a
Well, the
funny
Family
movie.
Guy movie will be good
Yeah,
because they're actually going to get Seth MacFarlane to help them write
He's
it.
probably been saving like some bits and jokes and stuff.
I mean, I'm the biggest Family Guy fan here. I've been following the Family Guy movie forever, and it seems like every year it's like we're working on it, we got the idea, and you don't hear anything about it, which is weird because Family Guy still is the ratings are great for Fox. I mean, it's still going strong.
It's kind of
You talk
baffling
about
that
the
they
quality.
didn't put one out yet.
Yeah, it's really weird. You think that's a no-brainer for Fox? That's easy money.
And Seth too. Fuck.
Maybe he'll do it now that his movie career has kind of died with A Million Ways to Die in the West.
I kind of like that movie. I thought it was pretty funny.
I laughed.
Yeah, that's what it set out to do, right?
All right, this question here from Cowboy Stannis, your biggest fan. What are the chances of my boy Ted getting his own pod?
0.
Okay.
The best chance you have is a sports podcast with either me and Nash or me, Nash, and Aaron. But I don't think that's happening either.
Who knows? They're the Game of Thrones, so probably just be grasping at anything.
I think at the Game of Thrones, we're on our last leg.
We're on.
We're gonna make videos about Jackie Chan holding a
What's
baby.
that famous quote about being on the leg?
What was that phrase I said?
Oh, on your grasping for straws on your last leg, over.
Yeah.
The over. That's a drop.
You can delete that,
All right, one last question from Michael Lombard. What are some songs in your workout playlist if you guys go to the gym?
Okay. That's
Why are
pretty
you
much
laughing?
for me, right?
Yeah.
I went jogging today.
Oh.
And
Jogging
yesterday.
But it depends what workout. Because
And
jogging,
the day before.
Jogging for me is like country music or dance music, like Avicii. But working out, I'm mostly rap and heavy metal scream.
I watch TV when I run on the treadmill.
Bring me the
It makes
horizon.
it makes it go by so much faster. It's like, oh, I can run 30 minutes. That sounds awful. I can watch an episode of Parks and Rec. That sounds delightful.
Or you can do both.
That's fine.
Watch. Wait, what?
I said I watch TV when I run on the treadmill because it's like, I
gotta start listening.
It's like yeah.
To TV.
No, Aaron just said that he'd rather do both.
I'm literally ignoring both of you. No, yeah, I can't do TV on the treadmill.
Why not?
It
'Cause
makes you go
I
so
can't pay
fast,
attention. I start to get
Do you have a treadmill?
at the gym.
Oh, well, yeah, the gym. I do it at my house.
You have a treadmill at the house?
Yeah, just put the TV up really loud, have the sound bar going. It's like I'm in a movie theater that I'm running in.
I knew a kid once who ran throughout the whole NBA draft one year. He just ran for like 4 hours.
What's his problem?
He's in good shape. He's one of those freaks that likes to run.
You know what I seen? It's like it's going from summer to winter, so it's like that fall, but it's more cold. It's like the brisk, the brink of winter. And this guy's running at work. He's a jogger. We see him all the time in the summer, running with no shirt on, and it's like about to rain, and he's just jogging through the bridle path. Like, you fucking
What was he trying to
hardo.
prove?
I know, exactly. Like, what are you doing, man?
Well, new gym.
Put a fucking shirt on.
24-hour fitness.
Sweatpants.
I
Something.
hate the shirtless people.
Me too.
New gym just opened up. I got a free pass.
What, Blink?
Check it out. 24-hour fitness.
Where's that?
It's like 15 minutes away. Massapequa.
I've been listening
There's
to
a basketball court and like a supplement store.
Export, you mean?
It just opened up like a week ago.
Oh, I'll check it out.
So free ad.
Well, I've been
I guess.
jogging to the new Black Thought EP. I mean,
I
that
gotta
guy,
hear that.
that guy is unbelievable. I think he creeped into my top 5. I've been walking around like the bent neck lady this past week from just head nodding.
Dude, I've been, Elena's been watching Hill House, but I've been, trying to watch, but I've been falling asleep.
Nash watched Hill House.
I keep waking up to
Nash did watch Hill House.
every scare scene. I woke up last night to, it was in the room and there was 17 ghosts in the room. I shit my pants, bro.
What episode are you on?
I'm not, Elena just finished it last night, but
Oh, we should have got her on the pod.
you could have. She actually wants a character. JX for one.
Send her the Patreon link.
I should.
I don't have playlist. I just have my music in the library and hit shuffle.
What rap are you on? I do a lot of Eminem when I'm working out.
Nah, it's Jay-Z, Kanye.
6ix9ine.
6'9".
Triple X. XX and what's his name?
XXX Tentacion, something like that.
Yeah, he's on a song. I never even heard of this guy. He's on a song with Lil Wayne. Fucking awful.
It's disgustingly bad.
I don't know what the big thing
That
is.
ruined the album for me with that song.
6'9". Got arrested, huh?
Racketeering, 25 years.
Hell yeah.
The memes about him have been so
His
funny.
music does sound like you can like lift some weights to that.
I
He's
saw
just yelling at you.
a meme of Krusty the Clown being arrested. It's like they finally got 6'9".
You know what's funny? I'll bump 6ix9ine in the gym, and he's obviously one of the hottest rappers out right now. But it's crazy that people will try and say that he's better than like the old school rappers. I'm not stupid. Like he's nowhere near what the old. No one is now. There's no more rap. It's not even rap anymore.
No, there are great artists out there still. It's just
Besides like Cole, like
You still got
Kanye.
the lyrical miracles.
it's
Spiritual in your swimming pool.
the mainstream for any music. All the
you
mainstream.
know who I'm talking about. Like no one's topping Kendrick. No one's topping Cole with like lyrics.
Kendrick, he's not. He's now. It's not old school. It's the popular and every genre.
He's
that's-
more of an old school.
But
though.
even when we were kids, we had these rappers. It was the Southern rappers with the trap sound.
Yeah.
It was the Young Jocks, the Mike Joneses,
fucking-
Plies. It's going down.
It's your boy.
Are those the new age hip hop guys right now?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
those are like the second tier radio guys who get their one hits.
Remember Rich Boy?
Some
So
of
who
them
was
are-
there?
Yeah, Rich Boy. Throw them,
So back in the day, who was there? Like, what was
The
it
big guys?
Biggie, Tupac, like that era?
No, I'm talking like when we were kids. Like the true lyricists of our era were still like Jay-Z, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Fabulous, guys like that, Joel Santana. Those guys were actually lyricists. And some of the stuff is good. I'm tired of hating on new rap. Some of it's good.
Well, no, it's. Don't tell me
It's
that.
what's hot right now.
Like Travis Scott is somebody for me with rap it's lyrics. Like my favorite album of the year is going to be that Black Thought EP because it's just 20 minutes, no hooks, bars and great production.
The first one is probably my favorite. No, actually, no. Logic's album was probably my number one right now.
But a guy like Travis Scott, where he's not a great lyricist, but he's a pretty clever artist, that he knows how to manipulate the sounds of hip-hop to make interesting and fun songs. Like Sicko Mode it's still my jam, and that's such a
hot,
mainstream
dude.
song. Right, yeah. He's
Who,
a
what?
unique artist. Even guys like, Future, he's got some songs where you're not listening to Future to Rap Genius's lyrics.
Well, no, I get the difference, and if I'm at a bar or the club or whatever, I don't want to listen to fucking Black Thought. I want to listen to fucking Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
Fucking roof down, literally.
Right. And I think there are rappers like Kendrick Lamar where he gets the critical acclaim, but then he has songs that are very mainstream, like Humble. Humble's a club song, but it's also a good song.
Yeah.
But he's just, that's the best. I'm pretty convinced he's the best hip-hop artist of all time.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
In terms of just putting out hits, like that satisfies everyone.
There's
Something
no
like that.
weaknesses in that guy's game.
He could switch it up on you.
No, it's
and
not.
He's a great artist.
Well, he's like Drake though, because Drake
He's
can
on
do
another
everything
level.
too.
No, Kendrick's on another level.
I fuck with Drake too. I don't care.
I love Drake,
People
but-
like to make fun of him, like mainstream. Fuck yeah, give me some Drake.
Hell yeah.
All right, this has been Nerd Rap Soup Talk on the state of hip-hop today.
Earl,
I think we hit on like good
Ooh,
topics.
that
in
new
hip-hop right
Earl
now.
album is so fucking weird.
I love it though.
It's great. It's
Earl's
awesome.
sweatshirt. He used to be hot too, man. With Tyler.
Production, the rhyme schemes is just so awkward and experimental. It's bizarre in the best possible way. The title too, Some Rap Song. It couldn't be more the opposite because it's not standard rap. It's unlike anything I've heard.
You know who fell off hard? Tyler.
What?
Yeah, I didn't like his new
His
album.
last album was awesome.
He's focusing on a lot of
I
different
liked
things. He's on the Grinch.
Yeah, he's
He's doing Grinch movies
you're a
instead.
mean one. It's expanding.
Good for him, man.
Renew Loiter Squad.
Ooh, I did get some questions about Dune.
Okay.
So I want to announce to our followers, because we always get Dune questions, but I didn't really like to talk about it because I didn't read it.
Can I borrow it?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Just make sure you don't hit anybody with it. It's a freaking weapon, that book. It's one of the best sci-fi books I've ever read. It was incredible. Great political philosophy book. I guess if we get into fan casting after you read it, I think that would be an interesting conversation. But I remember I was telling you that the main character is supposed to be 15 years old, and they were talking about getting Chalamet. I could see them aging him up in the movie and putting Chalamet in that role. He really would be perfect.
It's like a Game of Thrones kind of like age up where it made sense for on screen in this day and age for it to be older.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Well, not even that. It's just I think it would just it'd be hard to cast a 15-year-old in that role because that's how old he is at the beginning, giving off the impression of somebody who's much older.
Okay.
And he has a maturity about him. I was thinking of the actor who plays Jojen in Game of Thrones.
He's like 25.
Right, but he looks young.
Yeah.
He still looks like he could be a teenager.
How old's that Tremblay now?
I was thinking that too. But they were talking about Rebecca Ferguson for the main female character. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character that I kept envisioning Mark Addy, King Robert, playing. Gurney Halleck. I think he would be good. And they were talking about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, he's in Enemy and Prisoners.
Right.
He's a Villeneuve favorite. I want that to be a duo going forward. And
Ryan Gosling, I think, could play Chalamet's father in this movie.
I like that. A lot of big names are thrown at me there, and I love it. Jake Gyllenhaal, he actually acknowledged Mysterio stuff today.
That was funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
He gets slept on a lot. I'm glad you brought that up. His filmography recently has been fucking amazing. Talking about Nightcrawler, Prisoners, Enemy, Nocturnal Animals.
Absolutely robbed of a nomination for Nightcrawler in 2014.
That was
I think
a great movie.
Yeah. He's
That's
excellent.
fucking creepy. Dude.
Yeah, I was confused. There's American Animals, right? That just came out. And Nocturnal's the Amy Adams vehicle. But yeah, he was great in that.
No, you said Nocturnal.
Okay. Tom Ford, huh? What's he doing making movies?
What the hell?
That was weird.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Hell of it, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that all
Gyllenhaal.
sounds good, but what's Dune?
It's sci-fi book from
You know in
19...
Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
when Grandma's on the dunes?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Dune.
It's basically a sci-fi epic. It takes place in the far future, and it's about this noble family that gets assigned to rule a new planet. And the planet has this substance called the spice, and it's the most valuable commodity.
Probably tastes good, yo.
Right? Yeah. I mean, they get addicted to it, and it's like crack. You know, it's opium. It's their opium crisis on Dune, and it kind of it's got a lot of not necessarily tropes, but a lot of the epic fantasy quest and coming of age for the main character.
Is there a voice book on it?
Audio book.
Voice book, same thing.
Yeah, there is. There's got to be.
I have a $30 gift card for iTunes.
Okay.
My birthday.
Yo, listen to Dune, man. That'd be awesome.
Do a review on it?
Yeah, I would review it. Hell yeah.
Did you read it?
I asked him to borrow it.
Want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's set it up.
I thought you were just gonna use it as a hat weight.
Hands in, fellas.
Dune on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Dune.
Dune.
Oh, no one said it.
All right, that's our show.
You know,
That was a long one.
I think
Yeah, we did go for it.
I like that one.
My back hurts right now.
When did we start?